Good evening, everybody. My name is Andrew Ashley. I'm a federally registered candidate for the upcoming presidential election as an independent. And this past Friday, I was in USA Today with an ad, which is here, which I'm the only independent candidate that has had an ad in USA Today or any national newspaper. And today I want to go over some of the bullet points that I have for my campaign. It's been a while since I've been online, and I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, so I'm a little tired, but I said I would be on here tonight, so here I am. Number one point, term limits and why they're so important. And I guess the number one reason why is our debt in this country is $34 trillion. $34 trillion is the equivalent of spending $1 million a week for over 650,000 years. That's right, $1 million a week for over 650,000 years. That's our current debt. And who got us into that debt? It's the same characters that are there today. And we need to put an end to that. So I want term limits on Congress. For senators, you get 2 terms. Each term, for those of you who don't know, is 6 years. So if you have 2 terms, 12 years. And if you're a good senator, people love you, you can run for president. That could possibly be another 8. That's 20 years in politics. That's enough. We don't need career politicians in office for over 50 years. Which is leading to the division in this country, which we all see, which is driving me absolutely nuts, which led to me getting involved in my campaign and running for president. I will say this, between the candidates that look like will be on the ballot, and if Donald Trump was elected president again, and I know my friends, a lot of them are Trump supporters, half the country would be upset. If Joe Biden was president again, half of the country would be upset. However, if for the first time ever, the United States of America elected an independent candidate, we would have reason to celebrate, because I promise you, I would get term limits on Congress. No, they don't have to take it up. I understand that. But I am tenacious, and I would wear them out by every day being on the news and explaining, for the first time ever, United States elected an independent president. That is society telling you, the people telling you, we are sick and tired of the way it is today. Now, over the next, I don't know how long this will last because I don't have notes, but I want to hit some of the heavy topics that divide our country the most. Republicans and Democrats. I'm 51 years old, and since I've been alive, there's been 7 Republican presidents, 6 Democrat presidents, basically split down the middle. So with the internet today, I did a little more research, and I counted every vote of every presidential election for the last 50 years. And the difference between Republicans and Democrats in 50 years was just over 12 million votes. That's less than 1/3 of 1%. So when people say there's going to be a red or a blue wave, no, there isn't, because we are perfectly divided. And what are we fighting over? For the most part, abortion and guns. We have been fighting those 2 issues my entire life, and I'm going to go into my stance on both of them right now. Number 1, abortion. 1 out of 5 pregnancies in America end in abortion right now. And that's very, very sad. And I think a lot has to do with lack of communication with our youth in America today. And while I'm not for abortion, because obviously it's horrible for the people who have to have one or choose to have one, and for society as a whole. But I'm Christian, and I believe in a few things. 2 most important. 1, God gave us free will. Also, he told us not to judge other people. And so with that, I say, I don't know what happens if you have an abortion, but you have the right to it. and I don't know what the consequences are. I know many girls I've talked to, and they struggle for years and years, and that's sad. But as long as I'm your president, your rights won't be taken away, because if you made abortion illegal across the land, the moment you did that, you would have cruise ships taking women 7 miles off to shore into international waters, and they would have abortions out at sea. Like, you're not getting rid of that problem. You're never going to be able to tell a woman what to do with her body, period. Second issue, major issue, guns. Mass shootings are horrible. We all know this. Tragedy. It's god-awful. But that's one mentally impaired person out of every 360,000 gun owners in the United States of America. You cannot take away everybody's rights because of a few crazy people. As tragedy as it is, everybody has the right to feel safe at night, tragic as it is. Everyone has the right to feel safe at night, to go to bed, lock their doors, and know that if someone broke into their house, they feel comfortable protecting themselves, their families, and their belongings. And a thing that drives me crazy in mainstream media, one thing they never talk about when they have these mass shootings, is how many times a year guns are used in a defensive position to save a life. That number is never talked about, and it's close to 1 million people a year. So those are my two major issues we need to quit arguing about: abortion and guns. One of the main reasons I'm doing this is for the children in our country today. And the things I've seen, and they hurt. They hurt to watch. And I speak to a lot of people in the age group. My son is 24 years old, but 24 and younger, I speak to a lot of them. And I think that's who I can really relate to, that Donald Trump, Joe Biden, they have no shot. And I can't wait to speak at colleges to these young people and hopefully give them a little guidance and to some of the things that are going on in this country and in their own lives. So one of the main issues is children's sexuality is at an all-time, basically, let's call it a strange space that it's never been in before. And I'm going to tell you exactly why and what we can do about it. I'm not going to talk about other candidates today. I'm going to talk about issues and how we can fix them. So one, children's sexuality, pre-puberty, before I was 13, either, not for me personally, not my dad, but everybody had a dad or a friend's dad who had a Playboy at the house. And pre-puberty, 10, 11, 12, I don't know how old we were, we would go and we would get that magazine out of the hidden little spot and we would look at it and we would say, "Oh my God." And you would see a naked person and you would put it right back where you got it because you knew damn well you weren't supposed to look at that. But every once in a while, every couple of weeks, you would go in there and you would open that up and oh my God, you would look at a naked girl and you would just think, but the rest was our imagination. We had no idea what anything was. The children today, starting extremely young, and this isn't 1 out of 10, this isn't 2 out of 10, this is all children. Talk to your children. They grew up watching porn. So now they have not only seen a naked body, rightly or wrongly, more often probably wrongly, they have seen what a naked body can do. And they don't go home and say, "Hey, Mom and Dad, guess what I did today?" The same way I didn't go home and say, "Hey, Mom and Dad, what I did today." I put that magazine back right where we got it. So no one was any the wiser. So these kids don't go home. They don't talk to Mom and Dad. And now they think that's how adults act. So my solution to this, you should either have to put your driver's license number in, your social security number in, or a debit card to prove your age before you can get sexually explicit material delivered to your internet. I probably said that wrong, but I think you got the point. Our children are lost today, and it's very sad. And if we don't do something to stop it, it's only going to get worse. As far as transsexuality in the LGBT community, and I think there's a few more letters now, I will say this. I don't know what it is to be gay. I don't know what it is to want to be transgender. But what I do know is our brains are not developed until we're in our 20s. But I would say that until you're old enough to get a tattoo on your body, which is 18 years old, you should not be able to start removing body parts or take blockers to stop your reproductive system from growing the way it naturally would grow. We need to stop that. That's child abuse. We're messing with children's lives, and it's kind of disgusting. So be 18 before you transition or do whatever you want to do in life. But once you're 18, do whatever you want. You have free will, and I believe in that 100%. And speaking of free will, we have the right to say whatever we want to people. I believe in the freedom of speech more than anything. Say whatever you want to whoever you want, whenever you want. But what I do not believe in is what we see now, driving around town on flags or on the back of cars or anywhere, is, oh, let's just say it. Fuck Trump. Fuck Biden. Fuck. Kids should not be seeing that. And I shouldn't even be saying it right now. That's not freedom of speech. That's advertisement. When it's written down, that's advertisement. That's a totally different thing. And we need to get rid of it because young kids do not need to witness that on a daily basis. Once again, we are letting our country down, our children down, and it's very sad. Another main issue I have is marijuana in this country. It is federally illegal to sell marijuana anywhere in the United States right now. Federally illegal everywhere. Seattle, Denver, you name it, illegal. So how does our federal government decide which laws it's going to enforce and which ones it's not going to enforce? Grow your own. Get a place. It should not be big business. I took pictures the other day going down Daytona Beach, and it's everywhere. It's not Daytona. It's in your hometown, where the marijuana shop looks like a toy store. Literally looks like a toy store. And outside of it, there's a picture of Santa Claus hitting a bong. How are you going to explain that to your little kid? Who looks out the car windows when they're driving down the road? Little kids. Mom and Dad, what's Santa Claus doing? Blowing bubbles? No. We need to look out for our children. We've seen the results. We have all seen it. And if you continue voting the way we've been voting, it will continue because these people in charge, they're doing nothing about it. Nothing. Energy independence. I would love to live in a place where we're not burning fossil fuels the way we are today. Right now, that's not feasible. We can't live like that. We're killing jobs. And meanwhile, we're using the exact same amount of fossil fuels. We're just getting it from a different place. That doesn't make any sense at all. If we were using less gas or fossil fuels, it might make sense, but we're not. We're just paying more for it. We need to put an end to that. During the process of this campaign, I've done some research. I've read Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal. I've read the book about Elon Musk, and I can't wait to meet both of those people. And I would challenge Elon Musk to build a city from scratch here in the United States. Let's start a new city and make it as technologically savvy as we can. He wants to go to the Mars. We're not going to live on Mars. You know why? There's no oxygen. We have not even been to the other side of the moon yet. And we think we're going to go live on Mars? It's not going to happen. God gave us Earth. And that's what we have. We need to take care of her. Another problem I see is homelessness, drug addiction, and what can we do about it? My solution would be take some of these old malls that are closing up all over the country and you turn them into homeless shelters, drug treatment center, and a drug rehab all at the same place. Keep people, most addicts, they don't want help. They want drugs. And we need to keep them off the streets. We need to keep them from robbing citizens so they can afford their drugs, and clean up our society. We want to be other countries in the world to be like us. We better have something to look up to. And right now we don't. 1 out of every 10 people in this country lives in poverty. That's less than $33 a day. How do you do that? Excuse me. It's where we're at. And I'm here. I'm going to fight like crazy. I don't like the word fight because really it's about love with me. If you're on the news, if you watch CNN or Fox or any of them, all they talk about is how they have to fight, how they have to rally their bases. And they all know about me, but they won't cover me. And rallying their bases, basically they either work for the RNC or the DNC, just like the Secretary of States. I had to call in all 50 states to see how many signatures I need to get on the ballot. They're all corrupt on this. They don't want to hear the truth because we don't need to fight. We don't need to rally our bases. What we really need is love. We need to love one another. We need to work with one another. And I hate to identify people as Republicans or Democrats because I'm friends with both on far ends of the spectrum, either ones. And you know what? I love you all. And I look forward to working like crazy, speaking at colleges, and making this campaign the success that I know it's going to be because our country needs it. The children need it. And I'm looking forward to the upcoming year and serving this country for 1,461 days. I will never run for re-election, but I will clean house, guarantee it. I am the most tenacious person you will probably ever meet, and it's gotten me this far in this campaign. I'm the only independent candidate that was in USA Today. You probably can't look it up now, but if you go onto my Facebook, there'll be a link where you can click on it and check it out. You can scan the QR code and you can get all my information. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because, like I said, I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I'm very tired. I'm working very, very hard, and I'm working for you, and I'm going to continue working for you harder than any other candidate. I guarantee it. I love you all. God bless you. Drew Dog.